Welcome all my Venus and Cancer friends. Y'all are the sentimental lovers of the zodiac. So stay tuned as we go over what it's like to have your Venus in Cancer in your natal chart, as well as what it's like to date someone with a Cancer Venus. So if you are new to astrology, then have no fear. Just head on over to astro.com, click on charts, and then extended charts. Type in your birth information and a nice little birth chart will appear. This is the Venus symbol in the natal charts. It looks like this. So if you already have your birth chart and you know that you are a Cancer Venus, then show some love for your sign by hitting the like button. Right now we're having a competition to see which Venus sign can get more likes out of all the Venus signs. Now, shockingly enough, Tauruses beat out Aries last week. So this week, we will see if the Cancers can beat out the Geminis. It actually shocked me because, you know, Aries are like directing full charge, so I figured they might win. But Cancers and Geminis, you know, they both tend to be very supportive signs. So it should be a very close competition. We shall see. So let's get into this. What exactly is Venus? Well, Venus is the planet of love and romance, money, beauty, art, and harmony. It is the planet of pleasure. Venus can tell you what you are attracted to. So what happens when you have the planet of love mixed with the beautiful energies of Cancers? Well, you get my little lovers of the zodiac who love love. For a Venus in Cancer, family is going to be of the most importance. You know, they will have a connection with their family. You may find that these people hang out with their family members versus their friends when they do things. Attachment is a big deal with this sign. So as they get older, they may be the ones that still go visit their grandma, or they are the ones that go and visit the graves of loved ones to make sure that they have flowers on them. Or when they get older, they are the one that goes and sees their mom and visits her and takes her out. You know, they may be the sibling that takes a parent out to go grocery shopping once a week or something, run errands, things like that. They may find that their parents lean on them as their parents age. A Venus in Cancer can nurture like no one else, and they have a way to just make you feel so comfortable. I mean, they can downright spoil you. They can be great to have as children because they will be the ones that take care of you at an old age. Also, though, I do want to add one quick point. This can manifest as the Venus in Cancer person depending on a parent. So if a parent, usually a mother in this case, is overly attached, they may have parents that help them out financially. If they go on to have children, they may be the parents that help their children out financially or may allow their children to live at home as long as they need to. I mean, they're okay with you coming back at 40, 50, 60 years old. These natives can be so good at nurturing and taking care of their children or spouse that they really make the lives of their closest loved ones so comfortable that they never want to leave. But shh, a Venus in Cancer secretly likes feeling needed, and psychologically, if you are dependent on them, it gives them the security that you aren't going anywhere. They like to be around their tribe, okay? So in a way, it makes their heart full, like if you never leave. Well, because people with this placement can be so giving and so unselfish, there are two things to watch out for in this native's life. The first thing that you have to watch out for is watch out for narcissists. Do I need to say it louder for those in the back? Watch out for narcissists with this placement. A Venus in Cancer is the perfect supply for them, okay? And it hurts me to even say it, my little Venus friends. Narcissists love little crabs, my Cancer friends. I mean, you are the ultimate feast for them. So you will attract them because they love exactly how you are. Narcissists are drawn to people that think about others before themselves. Narcissists only care about themselves. Remember in the story where Narcissus actually saw his reflection in the water and he fell in love with it. They only care about themselves. Narcissists love to be doted on and taken care of and spoiled and nurtured and all the good things that a Venus in Cancer may do. But here's the thing, okay? Cancers don't mind to do that for a person. Actually, like they want to do this for a partner, okay? With no payment in return. But they want to feel appreciated. They want someone to notice what they are doing. And a narcissist can grow to expect these things and not really appreciate them. They are not going to be the ones that are supportive when you're emotional. They are the ones that are going to tell you to suck it up, buttercup, because crying isn't fixing anything. Mainly because they just don't want to deal with things like your heavy emotions. And this can suck for a Venus in Cancer because they can be so sacrificing in love. Kind of feels like they get the short end of the stick sometimes when it comes to love. The other thing that can manifest with this placement, the number 2 thing that you want to watch out for if you have this placement, is having a child that never grows up. A Venus in Cancer can have a child that will eventually have what I call Peter Pan syndrome. You know, the Venus in Cancer, they provide the best for their children and they allow them to have this really comfortable life. These are the moms that if they have the schedule to allow it, they take their kids to school, they drop them off, they pack the lunches, they make sure that they always have what they need to turn in, they always have their class supplies, they always have their class party stuff. These moms can be so nurturing that it almost is too nurturing, where it creates this dynamic that the child doesn't know how to do things on their own. So just watch for these 2 little things if you have a Venus in Cancer. I'm not saying it will definitely happen, but if you are a Venus in Cancer, it is something that could manifest with this placement. My mother-in-law has a Venus in Cancer and she fits this role to a T, okay? I noticed that her house is decorated in family pictures and family heirlooms, like all over the wall. She has pictures of everyone in the family, aunts, uncles, her old pictures, her parents' old pictures, and she has lots of them all over the wall. And she also has needlepoint artwork on her walls that her mother and grandmother sewed. And she still puts out the stockings of all of her children every Christmas because her mother monogrammed them by hand, like stitched them by hand when her kids were small. She still has all of that stuff. So if you're a Venus in Cancer, tell me how your house is decorated. These natives can be so sentimental. You know, I absolutely love going to her house at Christmas because every ornament on the tree has a story behind it. These are the people that if they get a tattoo, there's going to be a meaning behind it. It's not just going to be some random design that they picked out of a book. If you are dating a Venus in Cancer, they are going to remember most everything about you. And that's what I think is special about this sign. I mean, they remember all of the memories that you create together. This is why breakups can particularly be really hard for this placement. These people hold memories of people at different places. So they may be in town one day and they see the barber shop and remember like the day y'all went in there together and got a haircut, or they see a restaurant that you tried together and they just start really missing you and reminiscing about when they, you know, were there with you. And so and they see certain places, it can definitely bring up memories, because they're the ones that will remember where your first date was and how you met. They love making memories with the one that they love, and especially their family. They can be the one that kind of is like the glue that holds the family together, because family is so important to them. So they may organize family reunions or family vacations or Thanksgiving. When dating a Venus in Cancer, you want to look at the relationship with their parents, because they really can be the ones that imitate the way that their parents were. Now, this is not always the case, but sometimes it can be a deal breaker to a Venus in Cancer if you do not get along with their family or their kids, or if their family doesn't like you. And if it's not a deal breaker, then it's always going to be a source of tension in the relationship, because they really want someone who can get along with their family. They also don't need some extravagant date planned to win their love. And this does depend on the Mars and the house placements. But typically with this placement, Cancer rules over the home. So these natives are the people that like to have their dates at home. Maybe something like watching a movie together or cooking a meal together. Now, one surefire way to know if a Venus in Cancer likes you is if they have invited you into their home and they let you meet their family and the ones that are closest to them. And they will like meeting your family. Now, can I actually just take a moment and brag on one of my absolutely favorite things about a Venus in Cancer? They are the absolute best gift givers. I mean, they can pick out the perfect gift for you. And it doesn't always have to be something that was bought. They're just so thoughtful with their gifts. Like I said, my mother-in-law has this placement, and I will never forget this. Okay, she got me the most thoughtful gift one year. It was actually the first year that me and her son were together, we're dating. So she barely knew me, okay? I think we were together 3 months at the time. So yeah, she definitely did not know me. But one time I was over at her house and we somehow had the conversation about how I got my name. So I told her I was named after a movie character, but I told her I actually had never seen the movie. Well, for Christmas, she got me the DVD so I could watch the movie that I was named after. And she had like little snacks and popcorn buckets with it. So it was a little date night for me and her son. I mean, is that not just the perfect little Venus in Cancer? I had totally forgotten about the conversation, but she was so observant and never forgot. And she turned my Christmas present into something that was just totally special. And you know, DVDs, they're not that expensive. So no, it wasn't the most expensive gift that I've ever received, but it was one of the best gifts I've ever gotten because it was just absolutely perfect for me. And she is able to do this with everyone. Like, I wish I had this gift, okay? She is able to know people at an intimate level, to know exactly what they like. Now, someone with this placement probably is good with money. I say probably because there's always a few bad apples, but for the most part, money is security to a Cancer, and they like security, physical security, emotional security, financial security. And for the most part, they can be trusted with money. I mean, they don't want to be cheated, so they don't want to cheat anyone else. Plus, they can be quite empathetic and they wouldn't want anything to happen to their money, so they make sure that if they are in charge and they are responsible, they will not let anything happen to your money. Now, a Venus in Cancer can sometimes be a perfectionist. And a boss may just love you if you have this placement because you do a lot of stuff and they want their bosses to love them. I mean, Venus and Cancers can be the ones that get in there and start doing things for others, and then they almost become indispensable. And underneath it all, they like this because it gives them job security. But it also, if they ever leave their job, the company may suffer because they may take on all this extra work. So their shoes can be really, really, really hard to fill if they leave a job. But never fear, because Cancers like security, so they don't necessarily like to leave their careers. You know, there has to be some other aspects at play for this to manifest. Someone with this placement may always have this fear that everything that they've worked for can be taken away from them at any time. So they always try to find these ways to just make sure it doesn't happen. A Venus in Cancer understands that money cannot buy love and that the most important things in life cannot be bought. But they do know that money will allow you to have a more comfortable lifestyle. So that's why they are not afraid to work hard, because they definitely enjoy that comfortable life. Now, the shadow side to this placement is they can be incredibly hard on themselves if they do not live up to the standard of perfection that they have set in their mind. They do not like letting people down, especially family. You know, they are the ones that want everyone to get along. I feel like Venus and Cancer people are natural healers. They can nurse anyone around them right back to health. I mean, they are such an intuitive sign that they can know exactly what a person may need without that person ever having to say a word. That's why they make such great romantic partners. They can intuitively tell what their partner needs to feel complete. But people can actually literally hate them for how much love they have to give. And I know that this just doesn't make sense. As much love and as much healing as they put out in the world, it doesn't make sense that someone would hate them. But darker energies do not like to be exposed to the light. So people can come up against your light even if you have this placement. Maybe, you know, because they've never experienced love before. Maybe they're jealous of it, or maybe they're envious for how well you treat others around you. Who knows, okay? You may find you still have haters out there even though you do nothing but show them love. Let me tell you a little secret about Venus and Cancer people. These people may be the people that know, they have the dirt on everyone. They know your history because they never forget. So they're the grandmas that can tell you who was married to whom and who got divorced and why they got divorced and where they live and what happened to Susie. You know, they remember everything. So as you grow older, they will have lots of stories to tell on you. Now, one thing I will say about a Venus and Cancer in love is that they don't necessarily jump into relationships super fast. They, you know, and they definitely typically do not jump from relationship to relationship, okay? Endings can be hard for Cancers because of the nostalgia and the memories, and they usually need a break in between relationships to regroup. And if a Venus and Cancer breaks up with you, well, believe me, they may have been thinking about it for a minute. They're not the ones to just abruptly go. They just get to a point where they cannot take it anymore. You know, it reminds me of this story my friend told me once. She was craving chocolate. Okay, she was telling me that she just kept craving it and craving it every day. It's like she just couldn't get enough of it. She wanted chocolate. And she literally had to eat so much of it that one day it made her sick. So she never wanted it again. And this is kind of how Cancers do relationships. Like, they deal with you and deal with you and deal with you and deal with you. And then one day the little light bulb clicks and they can just be sick of it. And it gives them this strength to put up a boundary. Now, Venus in Cancers can sometimes struggle with boundaries. You know, they can put them up, okay, but then they take them down a little later. They're the parents that maybe take your cell phone for punishment or whatever people do these days for punishment. Let's say for a week, but they give it back to you the next day, or they ground you from going out for a week, and then a couple days later, they let you go out. Remember, the sign for a Cancer is a crab. So these natives may feel or may seem tough on the outside, but really they're soft on the inside. Don't let that outer crab shell fool you. They are sensitive little souls. This placement also may find modern dating really hard to navigate. So if you're a man with this placement, you may gravitate towards being a provider and having a wife that stays home, or if you're a woman, you may naturally want to stay home and tend to the children. It's a very traditional placement. And someone with this placement is not going to necessarily like hooking up with random people or having these short-lived relationships or friends with benefits. They look at things in terms of the long haul. These are the people that meet someone and may not stop thinking about the other person. And these natives are not afraid to commit. I mean, they are not my little Sagittariuses. So modern dating may be difficult because, you know, loyalty and commitment are like not always at the forefront of relationships these days. So if you have your Venus in Cancer, how does this aspect play out in your life? What kind of things are you attracted to? Definitely let me know in the comments below. And I'm curious as to how your house is decorated. I put out astrology videos every Sunday, and right now we're doing a series of Venus through the sign placements. If you are on your astrological journey and you want to know why your soul came here to transform in this lifetime, then consider watching my Pluto Throughout the Houses series. Those videos have all kinds of information about what your little soul wants to complete this lifetime. Again, thank you for joining me today, my little Cancers, and don't forget to like the video to see if Cancers can beat Geminis this week. As always, I will see you next time, my little crabs, in my next video. Mwah.